Hi there, my name is Greg Perkins and I'm the instructor for this Math 13 class. So let's go ahead and take a look at the syllabus first of all. So you can, of course, get this on the homepage of Canvas. So the textbook is called Elementary Statistics by Triola. We are using an online version since this is an online class, and I'll show you where you can get that. There's also lecture notes that I've created for each and every section, which is available free on Canvas. You'll also need a Texas Instruments TI-84. A TI-83 would also work. It's just an older version, so it doesn't look as fancy, but it would work just fine. But it does need to be Texas Instruments because those have a lot of the statistical formulas we're going to be using. They're already programmed into it. By the way, you will be able to borrow one of those from Hartnell College, the library. So as soon as I get that form, I will put it on the Canvas page. I'll send it out to you guys, and you should go there right away because you can just borrow one for free, save you some money. Okay, so there are basically two websites that we're going to be using. The homework will be done at MyStatLab.com, and the lecture notes and such are on Canvas. And I'll be showing you all of those pages in just a moment. So like I said, with the MyStatLab, so this is from the publisher of the book. They created this website and they do charge, I think it's a little over $100 for the whole semester, but then you have access to all the homework, their videos, explanations, step-by-step help, and also the textbook in digital form. So the very first time you go to sign up, you'll need this course ID Perkins 23759. I'm just going to copy that and paste it in just a minute when I show you MyStatLab. So you only need that one time just to register for our actual class. So all communications should go through the student.hartnell.edu email that you have. So I'll be emailing stuff out to you there. So the online homework is 1/4 of the grade. There's going to be a quiz for each chapter. That's going to be 1/4 of the grade. There are only 2 times when you need to show up in person. That's for the midterm, which is Friday, March 27th, and then the final, which is Thursday, May 28th. Both of those are at the Salinas campus at Hartnell. This is very important, this second and third page, because this is the real meat of the syllabus. It shows you when everything is due, lays it all out. So with the MyStatLab homework, the online homework, you can continue working. So if it goes past the due date, you can continue working and get full credit. You don't need to ask me, you just keep working. But basically the due dates are showing you you should have this much done by this time. The quizzes, however, have to be done by the due date. So all of those dates are here for each and every section, every chapter quiz, the whole semester is laid out on these 2 pages right here. Okay, now let's take a look at Canvas. So often on this front page I'll put, so for example, when I'm finished with the syllabus, there would be a link right here, and then a link for the video. Obviously I can't put that link because I'm making the video right now. Anyway, what's most important here is the modules and the quizzes. So when you go to modules, that's where the list of all of the lectures, lecture notes, and lecture videos are. So for every section, here we start off with section 1.1. You can see the notes for that section. And you could just read it on the screen right here. Or if you click this button that says PDF, then it will download it to your computer, and then you can open it on your computer at any time. You wouldn't have to have internet access. So you can read through the notes, the definitions, etc. If you go back to modules, there we go. I also made a video for each and every section. So if you don't like reading them, then you could watch the video, and you could watch it right here on the Canvas homepage. Hi, my name is Greg Perkins. I'm the instructor for this online Math 13 class. That guy must say that a lot, huh? Anyway, so then there's a video, and of course you can make it full screen, you could watch it on YouTube, etc. So for every section, there's the notes, there's the video, and at the end of every chapter, there's going to be a quiz. Well, with the quiz, I would put it like in little air quotes, but I don't like doing air quotes, so I'm not going to do that. But I call it a quiz, but it's basically like extra homework. So the quiz questions are right here. There's no secret. I'm not going to change the questions. These are the questions that are on the quiz. So you can print those out, sit down, take your time, work out all the problems, get all the answers correct, and then when it comes time to turn that in, you go over here to quizzes, and there's all the quizzes for the whole semester. A little reminder of when the due dates are, and you just click on that, and so right now I'm in the teacher mode. It might look a little bit different, but anyway, then it will say, okay, here's your quiz, and you put your answers in. Just type them in right here. So some of them are going to be multiple choice, some are going to be numerical, some you do need to type out sentences and do some explanations. Let's look back at modules. Oh, and with the quizzes, there are some of them where it's a numerical answer, like if the answer is 42, then I'll have the Canvas grade it. I'll say the answer is 42, and I'll tell it, except within 0.1 or depending on the answer. Well, no matter what, I read and grade all of your, even if they were automatically graded, I still go through, read and grade each and every quiz question. All right, back to the modules. So as you scroll down, it's going to go chapter 1, 2, etc. But right here are some important handouts that you should print. So if you don't want to wait until the end of each chapter to look at the quiz questions, you could just download it right here. That's all of the quizzes for the whole semester. If you have trouble using the calculator, well, in those videos that I made, I will show you how to use the calculator. But if you have trouble, you could also print out this directions. The formula card, we would start using that about chapter 3, 4 on, really chapter 6 on for sure. And the same with p-values in table A5, that's more like chapter 6 and on. So if you just look, there's added things in here, like right here, the chapter overview. That's me basically saying, this is what you definitely need to know for chapter 2. So there's the questions, and then I solve them on the video like that. You'll find one of those for each chapter. Chapter 3, here's what's important, and then sort of a chapters 1 through 3 review, so some extra notes and examples, and of course a video where I show you how to do all those. Okay, so now let's say that you've read the notes for section 1.1, you watched the video, and you're ready to do the homework. So the first time you go to MyStatLab.com, or right here I just Googled it, MyStatLab by Pearson, the publisher, and the first time you go there, you will need to go over here to register now as a student. So you click on that. You're going to need an email address, the course ID, which I showed you on the syllabus and I copied it, and then you'll need a way to pay for it. So you would then type in that code, Perkins, etc. And, oh, sorry, right now it is December 19th. So I don't want to put things off until the end. So I'm doing this sort of early. And it's not, so I just set up the site and it's not quite ready yet. Anyway, that's really all I need to show you, because in the next one, it's just going to say Are you talking about Perkins, Math 13, Hartnell College? You say yes, and then you set up your account. So that's fine with that. Now let's say you've already set up your account and you're ready to get going. So the home page for the MyStatLab would look something like this. This page right here, there's not much to it. There are little links, but mostly what's most important is over here, the assignments. So that's where the actual homework is. So click on assignments. And right now, it's still loading. Yay! So here's all the homework assignments for the whole semester. They already have the due dates, which I showed you on the syllabus. So here's chapter 1 homework, due January 27th. And let's say you're ready to do the homework. So you just click on that and you click on a question. The first time you use the MyStatLab, it will check your browser to make sure that it's allowing pop-ups. And if your browser doesn't, then sometimes in the upper right-hand corner, I use Chrome, and it'll have a little flashing thing that says pop-up blocked, and then I could say allow pop-ups for Pearson website. So then these little pop-ups show up. So you could read the question, go ahead and answer it. You could also go over here to question help. Now, depending on how difficult the question is, there could be more. So this is a fairly basic question. So there is the textbook. So you click on that and it will take you to the page in the textbook, or at least the section in the textbook where this information is coming from. There's StatCrunch, which is basically, we're going to be using the TI-84, but if you like to use StatCrunch, you can do that. I'll make a video showing the basics of StatCrunch later on. The first 1, 2, or 3 chapters, you don't really need it that much. But like I said, I prefer using the TI-84. Technical help, this is very rare, but this would be something like you type in a 7, and on the homework it says you typed in a 777, and it does that every time. So that's the technical help. So that's pretty rare that you'd use that. Here's one that you should use a lot. Ask my instructor. So when the MyStatLab makes up these questions, if you and your friend have 2 different computers, you're both working on the same section, and you each look at this question or any question, they change. So they change the question just slightly from student to student. So please don't ever just email me and say, hey, on number 5, where did they get a 3.7? Because if I open number 5, it's not going to have 3.7, it's going to have 9.1. So what you do is you click Ask My Instructor, and then it sends me an exact copy of what you were looking at. You type your message right here, and then I've got your question, and I can see the exact screen that you had. So it would show me this screen, and then you could ask your question. Now let me try to find a question. Oh, and it gives you a reminder if you didn't put an answer. Yes, I'm ready to leave. Also notice the attempts is 3 per question. So the idea with the homework is, yes, you may not get it right the first time. Hopefully you learn from your mistake. If you get it right the second time, that's great. But if you need 3 tries, you've got up to 3 tries per question. So I wanted to find one that requires a little more work. So let me skip to chapter 7 and ready, go. So you can see this has now got more math to it. This is exactly what I wanted to show you. So previously it was a simple question, so it didn't have this. Help me solve this and view an example. So both of these, what they do is they take you through step by step. Now, help me solve this means it's going to take you through step by step and solve this exact question that's back here. Then when you say, okay, I got that, then what it's going to do is change the numbers. It'll ask the same question, but it's going to change the numbers. Or you can just leave your question right there and say, view an example. And so it will give you a question that's just like it, but they change the numbers. And then they take you through step by step what formula they're going to use, all the intermediate steps, what you're supposed to get for the alpha, what you get for the critical values, etc. So then it takes you through step by step, each and every step, and you say, okay, I got it, close that. Now I'm ready to do this one. Okay, so personally, I prefer to use view an example. And then, like I said, you can always do ask my instructor where it'll send me a copy of it. All right, now it's going to say, you sure you want to leave? Yes. What else I needed to show you is, so you can look at the textbook in several different ways. You could just go to eText, and then that basically just takes it to page 1. You can go to chapter contents and say, okay, I'm on chapter 7, section 7.3, and then you could view the eText. And then it takes you to that particular section 7.3, and you can flip through, you can make it bigger, you could, anyway, there's the book. But there's even more, and if I go back, if you go to multimedia library, I like this better than that eText, because what you do is you say, all right, I'm in chapter 7, section 7.3, and what I want you to do is show me everything you've got. So then it says, okay, here's what we've got. You could look at the textbook like I just did, or you could look at these video examples of different problems just one at a time. You could look at a PowerPoint. They've got video clips where it's like a longer explanation. Like these are 2 to 4 minute videos where they're just doing one problem. And by they, I mean the publisher had people create these videos. So these.
There have been several studies conducted in an attempt to identify ways in which left-handed people are different from those who are right-handed.
So then those are made by the publisher. There's also longer video clips. So when you do this with the multimedia library, you've got a lot more information. So most important is the assignments. Then I would say the multimedia library and the textbook. And if you have any questions about any of these things, please email me, let me know. Let me just go back to the Canvas. So we're done with MyStatLab. Oh, another thing is grades. So you can check your grades right here, except I'm not going to click on it right now because if I do, it's going to show all of the students' names, like the current students that are signed up right now. So anyway, I'll just tell you, click on this and it'll show you your grades. It'll say, in MyStatLab, here's your grades so far. Quiz number 1, here's your grades so far, etc. So you can keep up on your grades there. Well, that's an overview of the class. I hope you have a great semester. I hope to hear from you a lot. Please email me. Come by my office hours if you can come to campus. And Merry Christmas too, because that's just a few days away. All right, bye.